and welcome to The Traveling Introvert. Today we're going to talk about travel planning. The reason we're going to talk about travel planning is I am going away for the first time in a little bit. Actually, it's not true. I took a small trip a couple weeks ago, but this is a slightly bigger trip and it's 7 days and I'm traveling to a place where I've been to before, but I realized that I did some very deliberate things in my planning. Apparently I'm learning what does and does not work for me. So I'm going for 7 days, and the first day I have an early morning flight, and I had an option between an early morning flight or a flight in the afternoon at about 5, so early evening. And I realized that I picked the morning flight because I might get to my Airbnb a little bit early, but at least I will get there to be able to enjoy the second half of the day. Whereas if I picked an afternoon, late evening flight, I would get there at night when it might be dark. As much as I've been to that place before, it's not, I've wasted a whole day. So I realized I did that. I picked a Airbnb that specifically had a table to be able to play board games and a space where I could work. I realized that I did this. And then the other thing that I realized I did while planning my travel is there's so much I wanted to do. There's so many things I wanted to see, but I also know that there's certain things work-wise that I can't not do. And so I was looking at my calendar the other day and I realized that I set it up in such a way that the first day is a travel day. And then you go and it's Pi Day. I'm traveling on Pi Day. So I have to find Pi. That's mission number 1. And then the next day is a work day. I've found a place that I want to have a cute breakfast at, but then after that in the afternoon and evening, I will be working. And then I will meet some friends afterwards. And then the next day is a whole tour day. And so I was looking at tours, and all of the tours in this particular location were like 12 to 14-hour tours. And I wanted none of that. Mainly because it was group tours. So it was a case of you go with a group and you spend 3 hours on a bus going to wherever it is you need to go to. Then you go to that place and then they take you to 3 other places and they put in lunch and then you spend 3 hours traveling back. And just saying that sounds exhausting to me. A, because of having to interact with people and on a group tour bus thing, not the best thing in the world that I want to be doing. And also 14 hours is a very long day that is directed by somebody else. You have no control over what happens and what's going on and what you're doing. So I ended up getting a private tour for 9 hours instead into a different location. And hopefully it goes well. I'll let you know. So I realized that I did that. And then I have a day of rest. And then I have my birthday. And so I'm planning that. And there's an interesting story behind that. And that's probably going to be a different episode, depending on how it goes. And then I planned another day of rest and then a day of doing something else. So I realized that I actually put in spaces for work and spaces for and when I say rest days, I mean days where I'm not doing a tour or seeing friends or what have you. And hopefully it works out okay, but I'm glad that I'm realizing that I need downtime and I can't be going out every night, or I'm not going to be doing 14-hour tours 3 days in a row. It just won't work for me. So part of me is celebrating the fact that I have done this. Part of me is like, let's wait and see what happens when you actually get there and how good or bad it may be. But that's my trip planning for a 7-day trip, and although I will not get to do everything that I want to do because there is so much in that area, I will still get a good taste of it and I will get beach time. So I will get to walk along the beach, I will get to hear the waves. I adore the beach, so I'm looking forward to that. So I would love to know how you plan your travel, and have you noticed any traits or things that you've started doing that you never did before, or things that you would like to do in the future? Send me an email at janice@thecareerintrovert.com. Drop a note or on the Facebook page at thetravelingintrovert.com. And also you can find me on the website, thetravelingintrovert.com. Thank you for listening and see you next time.